Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to Lenny P's Place. I'm Linda, and I hope you're all doing well and that you have had some wonderful holidays. I did, and now I'm so excited because it's time for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, Volume 3. And this time we're going to be doing a snippet roll. And so I've been gathering up my supplies. About as much as I think I'm going to gather up because I really don't know exactly how it's going to work. I mean, I guess I know how it's going to work, but I'm just not sure of how I'm going to do it yet. So I'm going to hold off on some things, but I'll show you what I've got gathered up so far. And for any of you that might be interested, it's going to start tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And I will link Sarah and Roxy's YouTube channels below, or Rachel's rather, not Roxy's. Rachel is Roxy's Creations, and Sarah is Roxy Creations by Sarah. So I will link their channels below to the first two introductory videos for this upcoming project that's starting tomorrow. So I think I got that out. I hope so. Yeah. So anyway, I have gathered up some things. Now these two felt mats here will just be on the table beside my chair. At least the small one. I might use the big one, I might not. But the small one for sure. And then my little pin cushion will just be sitting there because it doesn't really fit too well into my sewing box. So these two things I use all the time. So those will just be right next to me all the time. And then if you watched my haul video, I had bought this very nice and used sewing box at the thrift store for $3. And I'm going to be using it to hold what I'm going to call my staples. So I'll show you what's inside. I'm going to move it out of the, let me move the tray. I'll show you what's in here first, and then I'll talk about the tray. I can get it there without it falling. Okay, in here I have my spool, and I have about 4 yards of an old cotton sheet, 100% cotton sheet that I got from the thrift store, and that's what I think I'm going to be using to do my stitching on. Like I said, I'm really not sure what's going on yet, so this could change, but it's my plan for now. Excuse me. In case I didn't mention, I tested positive for COVID. My husband has been sick with it, and although it hasn't really made me sick, I am a little bit congested, especially in the nose area. But I also have a little bit of a cough, but I haven't had any fever, and I don't feel bad. So I'm just praying that I don't get any worse. So anyway, let's get back to this. Yes, my spool is 5 inches. And my fabric here is 4. Now, I'm thinking that is as big as I want to go because I think there's going to be a lot of stitching on here. A lot of stitching involved in this down the garden path. So that's my stool, my spool, sorry, my spool. And then inside here, and I'm sorry for the glare, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can turn this off. and you can still see. I think you can. Probably maybe even better. I'm not sure. No, that doesn't really help, does it? Okay, let's just try it this way. It's dark outside. It's nighttime. Seems like that's the only time I ever get around to doing my filming is at night. I'm going to move this, and then I'll just take out one thing at a time and show you what is in here. Now, I have a selection of buttons, and I'm going to move in a little. Now that I got that big thing out of the way. There we go. I have a selection of buttons, and these are just regular buttons. There's some wooden buttons and some buttons that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and those kind of buttons are in here. These kind of buttons here are just little, they're like little painted buttons, hand painted buttons. I have 2 of those. They're little tiny. I don't think you can see. I think I need to turn my light back on. I'll try to cover up the glare with my hand. They have little roses in them. Aren't they pretty? I only have 2 of those. And then I have some glass buttons here. Different kinds of glass buttons. I'll just show you a few of those. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, these are little rhinestone sew-on buttons. Little tiny ones. Have some of those. About 4, I think. And then I have a whole bunch of these little pearl buttons from Japan. And I put some of those in here. I don't want to have to go digging around every time we get a new prompt for things. So I kind of tried to get a good selection. Excuse me. And then these are buttons that I got from the thrift store. And they're like vintage buttons. There's a selection of colors and sizes in there. That's a different one there. I didn't see that one. Little green one. So anyway, and then I have my shell buttons. You can see on the back they're pearl buttons, but they're real like shell buttons. I think you can tell from how they catch the light. They're very beautiful buttons. I thought I could use some of those in here. And mother of pearl, that's what I was trying to say, mother of pearl buttons. And this is a mother of pearl button, but my goodness, it needs to be cleaned up. It's old, and it has some really old grungy thread still in it, but that's okay. I thought they might make nice flowers or centers. Over here I have painted mother of pearl buttons. Most of these I got from the thrift store, just digging through the buttons. These over here I bought from somebody on Etsy, and I'm not sure how they get them. They're not, I mean, some of them are like, as you can see there, they're not flat. Excuse me. I'm sorry for the coughing. I have a selection of sizes, and they're all pink, blue, and green, I think. Or red, blue, and green. Yeah. And kind of a gray blue. So I have those. And then over here I have some. These are not my vintage antique linen buttons. These are some that I bought from Etsy. So I have a selection of those in 2 different sizes. And then I have just a few other little odds and ends in there. So these are the buttons, and I can always go get more if I need them. but I'm trying to keep from having to go through this stuff every time we get a prompt. And then I got a selection. I just went through and picked out some. I don't know how to get you over here where you're not getting blinded. Okay, these are just some flower trims, and I'm not sure where they came from. This one I got from, this one I think is vintage. This is not. Most of them are not. They're just laces that I had that had flowers on them. And I don't even know if I'll need any of these because we're supposed to be doing our own flowers. But you might, there might be a prompt to do a certain kind of flower and you want to maybe fill in with something else around it. So I thought maybe I might be able to use some of these. And then I have these little flowers here that were cut off of something. And then I had these, which would be super cute to put one of those buttons in, I think. Let me see. I hadn't really given it a whole lot of thought, but now that I'm thinking about it, and this is just one of the wooden buttons, but look how cute, what a cute little flower that makes. Isn't that cute? So yeah, and then I had this piece of lace that I had cut off of something, and I thought that looks like a little patch of flowers right there. So I thought, well, maybe so. And I'll show you in a minute what you can do for those of you that might not know. And then I had some of this leaf trim, or ribbon, or whatever you want to call it. So I cut a piece of that. I can always go back for more if I need it, but I'm planning on making my own leaves. That's my plan. But just in case I needed some, I'll have them. And then this is just a little piece of a machine embroidered trim that came off of probably a shirt or something that I got from the thrift store. I don't know for sure. I can't remember. Anyway, that's what's in here. And in case you're wondering about these little containers, I was watching Enchanted Dream 71, who is Lori, and she was using these, and I asked her where they came from. And she said they came from the Dollar Tree in the children's department, in the toys. They're used to put little Matchbox cars in. So if you'd like to get some of these, because they're really cute, they work really well, that's where they came from. And Lori got the idea from somebody else, but I don't remember who it was. So anyway, that's where they came from. And then I decided I had got this pack of little satin flowers at the thrift store, and I thought they might be fun. I'm going to keep one of those out because I want to try to do a little experiment on it and see if it works. And then these are just some of those little chiffon, I guess that's what they are, roses or flowers. I have some different colors. Then I have these little flowers here. They're pink. I'm not sure they're showing up pink. I think they're showing up white. And then I have these, which are like an off-white color. And then I have these little daisies, which may or may not be too big for this project. I'm not sure, because my thing is only my fabric's only 4 inches wide. Then I had some of these. And then I just had a few more other little things. Here's some little ribbon roses. I guess that's what they're called. So yeah, so I've got those. And let's see, do I have anything else in here? Yes, I have. I selected a few boho trims that had flowers on them that if I decided I wanted to bling something up, I could use some of these. I'm not going to take them out. But I'm not sure I'll use any of them, but I might. I didn't go outside in the garage and get into my box of boho trims. This is just some that were in here already. So that's what's going to be in here. I'm going to put it back in. And then I'll show you. I have some Copic markers here because, let's see if I can find a piece of paper. I want to show you. You probably all know this already, but just in case you don't. I don't know if this one's going to, I don't know how it's going to work on this satin here, but I'm going to try it. And of course I grab pink because that's what I always grab. Yeah. You can change the color of these. Now, it would probably be a little bit of a different color if I was using white instead of this cream color here. I'm sorry, I keep coughing. Now, I don't know what will happen if I add a little bit of this. Maybe nothing. A little bit in the center. Yeah, it kind of gave it a peachy color right in the center. But see, you can use these markers, and they don't have to be Copics. Any kind of alcohol marker will work, and you can change the color of your flowers. So you don't need a big selection. So I just have some of my Copics in here of colors that I like to use for that purpose. Because like right here, I had this piece of lace and I was looking at it and I thought, well, maybe this would make nice border flowers or something. So I used my markers and I colored up a piece. Can you see it? And then it turned out pretty good, huh? I thought it did. So yeah, and then I have this basket here that's full of laces and stuff. That's pretty much always sitting here. So I have all that. So that's what's in the bottom part of my sewing basket. And then here's what's on the top of the little compartment that sits inside there. I would be lost without this. Now, some people like to use pins, but I do not. They get in my way. I love this Sewline glue. This is the little pencil, and it works so well to glue your things down instead of pinning them. And then these are the refills, and I know I'll need to get some more because I use it all the time. And then I have friction, however you want to say it, pen and a marker and a pencil. I have my favorite, excuse me, my favorite thread. I wish I had a black one with it like this. I love this. Came from the thrift store. I have no idea what it is, but I use it all the time for my, we call it a hidden stitch when I'm tacking things down. Then I have two different, this is beeswax for my thread. And then this is called Thread Gloss. And it's by So Fine. And it actually smells. It's got a fragrance in it. And this one's called Lush. So it kind of gives your thread a little scent of like flowers when you use it. So for the flower garden, why not? Anyway, I use both of those. And then I have my little scissors and then my bigger ones that I like to use. needle threaders. Now, these are the ones that I like the best, but they are not worth a toot, if you know what I mean. They break really easy, and I know I need to get some more because that's all I have left. So I've got to order some of those. I have these kind, but I don't like these very much. They're hard for me to use. I don't know why. I just have a problem with them, but I stuck 2 in there. Then I have my little thimble things that I need sometimes. And seam ripper for taking out the stitches that I put in, because I do that a lot. I also have these little things that you put on your fingers wherever you tend to push your needle. So they're good to have. This one's leather, and this is something else. I don't know what that is. Some kind of little padding. And then a needle puller. But I'm also going to put my jewelry pliers in here. I forgot to get those out. And then I have a selection of needles here. I don't need that rubber band on there. This is a milliner's size 1. And these are milliner's straw needles. They're number 3s. They're longer and have a smaller hole. And then I have Chenille's, these 18 and 22s in here. Or maybe it's 18, 20, and 22. I got some out already. And then I thought I might need some embroidery needles. And these are numbers 3 through 9. These are milliner needles. I don't know if you call it milliners or milliners. I hear it pronounced both ways. These have number 3, 5, 7, and 9 in here. Don't ask me what the difference is, because I really don't know. I guess it goes from 3 up to 9. Guess that's how it works. I have a little book. I might need to put that in here for reference. These are self-threading needles. Now, I don't like these. I don't even know why I put them in here. Because they thread easy, but then it gets caught on stuff. So I'm taking those back out because I don't use them anyway. And then I have, these are, I love these. Corinne, and I can't think of the name of her channel right now. But she had gotten some of these needles, and she loved them and talked about how good they were. So I ordered some, and I agree. I love them. And they're called Quilter's Basting Needles, and they're number 7. They're number 7, but they're like 2 inches long, and I love these. I use it all the time now. And then I have some beading needles in here. I'm not going to take those out, but I just have some beading needles in there because I'm sure that I'm going to be using some beads. But I didn't get the beads out because I'm not sure if I'm going to, what colors I'll need or whatever. I'm going to leave that little flower in there for now. And then this is my little tiny needle case, and it just has needles in it, and there's some more of those things from where I took it on a little trip. Most of the needles are out now because they're not in here anymore because I don't remember what kind they are. That's a big old long chenille needle right there. But these are the ones that I have been using for the last Volume 2, Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, Volume 2. And I think this is my long one. No, that's not it. Let me see, where's my long one? This one. It's even a little bent because I've been using it a lot. See how a little bit, how it's bent? That's one of those that I just showed you, that that long 2-inch one. I love those. I just really like using it. And it's very sharp. It goes through the fabric really easy. Then I have a few pins, but like I said, I don't use many pins because I like to use the little glue stick. And then here's some more beading needles in there. And that's it. That's just, and the reason that I have them in here is because my pin cushion doesn't really fit. As I get them out and thread them up, then I'll put them back in my pin cushion. So, yeah, so that's all the stuff that's in there. I think I showed you everything. Yeah. Only thing I need to do is put my jewelry pliers in there so I can pull my needle through if I need to. So that's that. Now, I went through my books. I'm in a mess here. I went through my books and picked out some books. I'll show you those. And this one I'm really excited about. So I really want to show this one first. And then I'll show you the others. Now, I've had this book for a little while. And I did not get it. I mean, Rachel at Roxy Creations, she showed this book, and I'm trying to keep the glare off of it. But I had already bought it. I came across Lorna Bateman's YouTube channel, and this book is by her, Lorna Bateman, and she told about the book and how to use it, and I just had to go get it. So I did, and I'm going to open it up so maybe we can get some of the glare off. And I'm going to try to explain to you a little bit about how it works, if I can, what I do with mine. Now, the patterns that were in the back of the book, I tore them out, and I photocopied them. These are the originals here. But I photocopied them like this. And then I have several. I made like 3 copies of each. And I'll show you why. This to me is just so cool. I don't know how it's going to work out, but let me get I'm going to need a piece of, hang on a second. Let me get a piece of fabric because I want to be able to explain to you as best I can how it's going to work. This was what I was planning on using on my snippet roll, but then I changed my mind and decided that I would use the white cotton sheet instead. But anyway, I'm going to show you. So you can actually kind of design your own with these, like here's a trellis. Let me come up a little. And then you can add your flowers. And this is ground cover. So you could put some ground cover down here. Any kind of a way that you want to do it. Maybe you just want a little bit of it, not all of it. Anyway, that's ground cover. It might be over here. There might be another little, you could put that under there. There might be another little garden spot over here on this side. Because remember, this is going to be down the garden path. And then maybe you might want to have a birdhouse over here. And more little flowers. Different kinds. Maybe some grass in here somewhere. You can just do it, and you can just do it any kind of way you want. And let's see, we got some birds, so we could cut out 2 of those birds and put them up here. It's just all kinds of different ways to do it. And then you can design your own little section of your snippet roll. And on the back, I put that this is a poppy, and it's on page 73. So if I turn let me move this out of the way. If I turn to page 73, it's going to show me my poppy right here. And it's going to tell me step 1, step 2, and step 3, how to make it. Now, that's this right here, and it's in a, you can see it's up close, and it tells you about the poppy, and like it says distinctive with its red color. It's popular in gardens, can often be seen in fields, nodding in the breeze in the spring and the summer, and varieties in white, yellows, oranges, pinks. And then it says using a milliner's needle, embroider 2 cast-on stitches facing each other. So that would be step 1. And then with roughly 10 cast-on stitches for the top petal and 12 for the bottom petal, right there. And then you'll fill in the center with the French knots. Now for the grass, there's other places in here, and I didn't write the grass down because it didn't show that in the picture, but in here they have, you go over here and you find, there's the ground covers. That's the little one I just showed you a minute ago, this right here. So it looks like that. And here's another one, Forget-Me-Not. I didn't put them all, I guess I got them in there. I don't know if I got them all out or not. If I printed them all out, I'm not sure. I printed them all. I don't know if I cut them all. I'll get it out in a minute. So here's the grass that is in with the poppy. So here it tells you how to do your grass. And then if you need a little bit more inspiration or instructions, you can come over here to all the stitches and see how you do them. Like that cast-on stitch, that's called drizzle stitch, and it shows you here how to do it. And what kind of needle you use, a straw milliner's needle. So that'd be that long skinny needle that I showed you. It was in the tube. So anyway, these are the this book, and I love it. I just think this is the coolest book. And here's a whole thing here that you can, I don't have it in my little container because it wouldn't fit, but look at that. The whole thing is already designed out. There's a little bird bath, and in the book is all the instructions for all of these little things. So I was just so excited when I saw her YouTube channel, when I came across her, and isn't that just beautiful? So I had to have the book, but like I said, Rachel had talked about this book, but I already had it, and it's definitely a great book to have. It's going to be a really good resource for this project, and I'm so excited to get started. So that's that book. Now I have some other books here, and I'll show you those real quick, and then I'll let you go. I plan to do some silk embroidery in my silk ribbon embroidery in my little snippet roll. And no, I've never done any before. I have no clue, but I don't have it in here. I left it in my other room, but I had bought, I actually already had some, and I can't find it. I bought some 4mm and some 7mm spools of silk ribbon, and I bought white because, as I showed you before, you can use any alcohol markers and color them to whatever color you want. To me, that is much more of a economical way of doing it, and also it cuts down on how you have to, where you're going to store all those colors. And the silk embroidery ribbon is expensive. So I I just opted to, I'll color my own as I need it. And so this is of course, if you go on YouTube, you can see how to do these. You can find people that'll show you how to do these things. But I wanted the book because, I don't know, I get inspiration from the things that are in here. It's just so pretty. Beautiful things. Look at that. It's so pretty. Anyway, so this book I've had. I got it. I got it when I was doing Anne Brooks, the first book we did. I can't remember what the name of it was. We did a book, and then we did the tags. It was the book that we did. And I bought a lot of embroidery books and stuff whenever I was doing that, because I didn't have a clue how to do any of it. And I did not learn it from these books. I learned a lot of it from Anne, and the rest I learned pretty much from Rachel and Sarah. So they get the credit. Now this book is another one that Rachel had talked about and said was a good one to get if you were looking for some good embroidery books. So I just jumped online and I went right to Amazon and bought it. But I already had it. And I didn't realize I had it until I got it. And I started looking through it, and I thought, man, this stuff looks awfully familiar. So I came in here and looked on my shelf, and sure enough, I already had it. So I returned the one, because there's no point in having two of the same thing. The only reason why it might be good to have, well, yeah, you don't even need two of that one, because you just cut out of the one I just showed you. You just keep making copies of the patterns. So anyway, isn't that just beautiful? That's a fabric collage, and then it's been embroidered over the top of it. And I will say that after, let's see, this is going to be my second year, going into my third year of doing this embroidery and slow stitching projects, because I did a year's worth, I think, with Anne Brooks before I started the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery last year. I finally learned how to say embroidered. It took me forever to learn how to say that word. I just could not say it. So anyway, this is another really good book with lots of inspiration and beautiful things in it. So there's that, and shows you how to do all your stitches. Rachel's really, she talked a lot about this page where you learn all your, see all the different embroidery stitches for stems, and shows you how to do them. And then there was one for leaves, so that you're not always using the same leaf all the time. Different ideas for making leaves. So yeah. And this is ribbon embroidery down here on the bottom. It looks like ribbon. I don't know. Yeah, silk ribbon for the for C and D. Where are they? C and D. I don't even see them. Yeah, here. 2mm. I didn't get 2mm because somewhere in this room I have some 2 and some 4 and some 7. But you think I could find it? Nope. So I ordered some more, but I didn't order the 2. But I might have to go back and get some 2mm. But I'm just going to get it in the white. So anyway, this is another good book. And all my books came from Amazon. So Look at all those pretty stitches. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's got the turkey work on the top of it. So cute. So there's just, this is going to be such a fun project. And these flowers are made with wool here. These are. And then these are silk ribbon here. So, yeah, another good book. And let's see. This, I bought these last year. I can't remember who I was watching and they showed, let's see which one was first. I think the Stitch Memories was the first one. Does it say? No. I think the Stitch Memories was the first one. And I got it quite a while back. And it has some gorgeous inspiration in it. Different projects. There's a needle roll right there. I mean, not a needle roll, a snippet roll. That one has been made coming down this way, which I'm not going to hang mine on the wall like this one is. Can you see that? I think you can. I'm going to go this way with mine. So, but you could put it on hang it on the wall if you'd wanted to. I'm going this way with mine, like that. So anyway, yeah, let's see. That might be the one that was hanging up. I don't know. Yeah, it was. That's the one that was hanging on the wall. So yeah, there's this book, which has a ton of stuff in it. I love looking at them. And then this one I got because I like to do slow stitching on my journals, on the covers. I've had it for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, I guess, maybe. And it's another really nice book with lots of ideas for covers and journal wraps and just slow stitching projects of all kinds. So yeah. So I guess that's about it. It even shows you how to dye cloth and stuff in here. I haven't gotten into doing any of that. I played around with my watercolors one time, but other than tea dye, I don't like coffee dye because I don't like the smell. I love coffee, but I don't like the smell in my books. So usually I tea dye my paper with chai tea, which smells so good. And so yeah, so I'm not going to keep any longer. I think I've showed you everything I had to show you. And so yeah, I'm going to I'll link Lorna Bateman's video below also for the embroidered, there, I said it again, the embroidered country gardens, where you can cut the things out and make your own designs out of them. I'll link that below also, and along with Rachel and Sarah's YouTube channels. And yeah, so I will let you go for now. Please be safe, stay well, be happy, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.